Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making a soft and buttery brioche. So let's get started. First off, we have to bloom our yeast in a special way. This is a rich bread, so instead of using water, we're using half a cup of warm milk. It's about 120 degrees. If this is an ice cold day, go ahead and rinse your bowl with some warm water just to take the chill off. To sweeten the deal, I want a tablespoon of sugar. You'll want 1 packet or 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast, not instant yeast. Very important. They look similar in packaging, but they're quite different. You will not get a nice second rise if you use instant yeast. I also want half a cup of flour, that's 60 grams. This part of the recipe is called the sponge. It's a pre-ferment that's gonna give us a lovely light and soft texture and help deepen the flavor of our brioche. Grab a whisk and whisk it together. You're gonna loosely cover this and let it hang out at room temperature for 30 to 45 minutes or until it's bloomed up and you see a big foamy head on top. Some time has passed and I have a beautiful, nice foamy head on this. So I know the yeast is active and ready to use. If you don't see the foam, start over again with a new packet of yeast because your yeast was probably expired or dead. Into this mixture, I want to add several things, starting with 3 large room temperature eggs. I'm cracking these into a separate bowl so I could just check for shells. And by the way, if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every single week, and shorts too. And 3. I also want to add the remaining 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 and 2. This brioche isn't really sweet, but the sugar is softening the dough. It's helping to inhibit that gluten from making these connections, so it has a wonderful, almost cake-like texture. Our brioche needs some contrast, so we're gonna add 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. Bringing back my scale, I want to add the remaining flour in here. That's 2 1/2 cups or 300 grams. The scale is, of course, the best way to get really nice, accurate results when you bake. 170, 300 grams. With the dough hook attached, we're gonna mix this together for about a minute on medium-low. And definitely scrape the bowl down once or twice. Okay. It's forming a nice ball. I just want to give 1 quick scrape down. You can see the texture is not at all where it needs to be. See, it's just no structure, just pulls apart. We want to have a beautiful stretchy dough with a nice silky smooth texture. But for that, we need to knead or let our machine do all the work. So we're going to continue mixing on medium-low for about 8 minutes or until the dough is shiny and elastic, and I'll definitely show you what that looks. Brioche is a quintessentially delicious, very rich French bread. I think Marie Antoinette's quote, which she never said, "Let them eat cake," was actually "Let them eat brioche." People have no bread, let them eat brioche, which is like the richest, most dessert-like bread you could imagine. Oh wait, we're missing a very key ingredient, speaking of which, the butter. But that will come in once this has the correct texture. It's been 8 minutes, and I want you to see how much structure has built up. Look at that. Very slowly pulling away, and it's not breaking. If I take my spatula, you can see it has a pretty silky texture, and it's very stretchy. I would not want to do that by hand. This recipe, by the way, originates from 15th century Normandy, and I would say thank you to them for that. It's delicious. Lachlan and George love having brioche with their eggs in the morning. This looks nice, but it could be much richer. So we're gonna add 10 tablespoons or about 140 grams of softened, unsalted butter. Mind you, we added the salt ahead of time. If you ever talk to someone from Normandy, they will insist you use a beautiful, well-salted butter. It's important. Okay. Mixing on the lowest setting, we're gonna add the butter in a tablespoon at a time. You wanna wait until the first pat of butter is completely incorporated before adding the next. You don't wanna overwhelm your dough. By the way, if you're wondering what the butter should be like, pretty soft. Just take your time here. It's important that that butter does incorporate because you're asking the dough to accept a lot of fat. And on that note, I should say that you have a choice in the butter. You could use an American butter like this or a European butter. European butter will have less of the milk solids and water basically and more fat. So your brioche will be just that much richer. Today I'm using American, but often I prefer to use European butter. And as a bonus, European butter tends to be softer as well. If you're watching this video and thinking, this all sounds delicious, but I haven't really tried brioche and don't know how I would enjoy it, it is so good just by itself. It has a lovely flavor that just reeks of butter with a little tiny bit of sweetness. It's perfect for having even more butter and jam on in the morning for a lovely rich treat. Or you can enjoy it just plain, you could toast it, you could make the best bread pudding, the list goes on. Last tablespoon of butter. All my butter is in. This smells so good already, but we need to build that structure up again. So increase speed to medium-low, and you're gonna continue mixing for another 8 minutes. In the meantime, why don't you enjoy a coffee? Have some me time. My mixer's been running for about 8 minutes, but I think this looks smooth and elastic, but not smooth and elastic enough. So I'm just gonna give it 2 more minutes. In the meantime, I'll scrape the bowl down. This step is really important because this is where you build up the structure of your bread. And bread is all about structure. 2 more minutes. Just a few minutes later, and this looks a little bit silkier, and I think it's ready to rise. You can also see that it's tacky, but it's not sticking to my finger. Okay, let's get all of this off. Scrape the bowl down. By the way, this recipe was revised. I have a brioche recipe and I've had one on the blog for a long time, but I got some comments that it made too much. It was like too much for the mixers because the old recipe made 2 loaves. So this has been scaled down to make 1 loaf, which is more manageable for people at home, I think. Set that aside, cover loosely, and we're gonna let this rise at room temperature or in a warmish, cozy place for about 45 minutes, and it should double in size. It's been 45 minutes and my dough has risen, it's doubled in size. Now it's time to punch it down. Buttery. You can flour your hand first. That's better. This can get turned out onto a lightly floured surface, just a little bit of flour. It's coming. See? I will point out that there's a trade-off. Whenever you have a rich, buttery, beautiful dough like this, it's gonna be a little stickier, but that's how you know it's gonna be good. You have 2 choices for your loaf. You can divide your dough equally into 3 pieces, which I will be doing, and make a nice braid, or you can have it Nets style, which is more of a pull-apart bread. You would divide the dough into 6 to 8 pieces, roll them just like you would a dinner roll, and then plop those into your loaf pan. Divide your dough equally into 3 pieces, or equally-ish. Now we're gonna take each piece and roll it into a 9-inch long rope. 6, 79. Be gentle with your dough though. It's a little bit of rolling and a little bit of stretching. Okay, Grab your 3 pieces, align them vertically. You can pinch the end together. I have braiding anxiety. So there, 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 and there. So make sure you pinch the ends together, although this dough is so sticky it wants to be together, it's not separating. And then I'm gonna tuck the ends underneath, but I'm gonna do that right before I transfer. This is an 8 1/4-ish loaf pan, a little butter, just so things don't stick. Although honestly, there's a good amount of butter in this dough, so not very fearful of that happening. I said earlier that my boys love brioche, and you can actually get tasty brioche at the supermarket, I won't lie. However, what concerns me is that the expiration date on that brioche is like months. It lasts for so long and doesn't go bad, which just seems wrong. So there's definitely some preservatives and stabilizers in there. This brioche is fresh, beautiful, and amazing. This brioche will last 1 week in an airtight container or up to 2 months if you freeze it. Okay, it's time to transfer. So with my nice and buttery hands, I'm gonna tuck the edges underneath, like that, and like that. And with confidence, transfer this into my loaf pan. It's in there, it looks pretty nice. I'm gonna loosely cover this up. After about 20 minutes of rise time, set your oven to 375 so it is nice and hot and ready for that brioche. My brioche is doubled in size. The oven is nice and hot, but I have to make an egg wash first so it has a beautiful golden shiny top. Into a small bowl, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 large egg. Give this a nice whisk. And take a look at this. Beautiful. Gently brush the surface with your egg wash. You want nice full coverage, but you don't want to deflate the bread. My brioche is ready to pop into the oven 375 for 35 to 45 minutes or until it's a beautiful deep golden color. After about 25 minutes, you're probably gonna wanna tent this loosely with foil so it doesn't take on too much color. My brioche is baked, beautifully golden, and it's been hanging out in the pan for 5 minutes, so it's time to remove and transfer that to a wire rack so it cools completely. Wait until your bread is warm or room temperature. It'll be at least 30 minutes before you're able to slice it. Otherwise, it'll just get really messy and it's not gonna be a nice slice. If you did this the Nantes way, as a pull apart, enjoy pretty warm. Once cooled, give your bread a slice, and just like that, it's ready to enjoy. Look at that fluffy, beautiful texture. Enjoy with lashings of butter and jam. Make the best bread pudding ever, or a delicious sandwich. I'm enjoying mine plain. Even the crust is delicious. It's like crispy, buttery, and the bread inside is soft as a cloud. It is delicious. I hope you get a chance to make this lovely recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my bread playlist.